it's time to start your virtual engines because we've got the biggest championship that you didn't even know about, and it starts very soon. 8 rounds. We're going to be going all the way live tonight. It's the Asrnz, an 8-round championship, and there's everything to play for. So cheers to that as we hand it over to your commentary team, Davo and the Gentleman.
Thanks, Chad. And of course, again, everyone, welcome to tonight's coverage of Asrnz's 2022 GT3 series. It's round 6. We are at Oulton Park, and as usual, I have J-Man beside me. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, Davo, Jesus, round 6 of 8 already, mate.
Yes, it's coming on. So 3 rounds to go. Another 6 races. Another 4 races. So this is the last of the sprint rounds tonight. Okay, so 2 races tonight. Then we're back into the Enduros for the last couple of rounds of the series. And, won't that be a great finish? J-Man, tonight at Oulton Park, looking fantastic. Beautiful track. Really rate this place. Looks fantastic. But we're going to just quickly get into our driver points before as these boys go into driver brief.
Yeah, so like you said, this is the final of the sprint round format, obviously with Circuit of the Americas and Misano to come. So based on that, starting from the top of the table after a incredibly successful week last week, Ethan Cale leads McDonald 259, plays 253. Vic Chan only around 4 points back in 3rd position in the Pro Championship from John McDonald, followed by Dave Zero, Jamie Koza, Shane Fodado, Jordan Moss, Dylan Martin, Mark Mudgway, and Jake McKellar. Good to see Mudgy back tonight too.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So obviously Ethan Cale currently on a vacation at the moment. I think a cruise ship, was.
Oh, really?
Was the
cruise
flavor.
ship was.
So, well done to him for earning that one.
Nice work.
As we look towards the...
I wouldn't have thought him as a cruise ship guy, but anyway, go.
It's not fast enough. But, maybe they got some jet skis off the back.
Okay.
But, Steve Wilton leads the Pro-Am category, 222 points over Brad Robertson at 214. Plays Steve Melling, another 6 points back from that.
Yep.
Vaughan Martin brings up 4th. Jarkus, Damo Jones in 5th. Sam Carson, Kenny Simpson, Aaron Enright. Good to see Aaron back tonight after some PC issues last week. And Wilkie Apreciado, Aztec, Max Hawkins, Jeff Burse, Nick McIndoe, and Ash Vertiger rounding out the 14 in that category.
Yep.
And then moving on to the M category, Brennan Rolfe still in that category by some 6 points over Bob Laycock. Bob away tonight, not feeling the best, I understand, so get well soon, Bob. Good to see you back next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Lucas Saar, who had an absolutely outstanding race 1 last week.
Oh, didn't he?
Not sure what the retirement was in race 2, but look, if he's drives like he did in race 1 last week and strings a couple together, that'll see him move up the order there. Bear Grylls back again. Mike King in 5th. Ryan Gulbranson, Pats, Mule, Mark Josco, and Luke Di Bernardino make up the 10 in the AM class. So, as you said, Davo, we've got, we've only got a couple more rounds to go after this one. Double point rounds. There's a lot to play for at Oulton Park.
There is a lot to play for with, like you said, double points for the last 2 rounds. It's close at the top. We've just got the actual driver standings up at the moment. And, not a lot between these guys. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out tonight. And great track, J-Man.
Oh, yeah. And, quite narrow compared to some of the tracks we go to.
We did discuss this pre-broadcast, and I think goat track was what was one of the words used.
And I don't think that's referencing greatest of all time. I think that's legitimately,
No. But
not the analogy we were looking for,
but one of the better greatest of all time tracks.
Yeah,
One of the better game tracks. Anyways,
got a good mix done at Davo, you know, with the likes of the fast sections down through 1, 2, 3, and then tightening up at the hairpin, and then you've got a couple of chicanes in there, and some famous corner names here, you know, Druids, and I think there's even no name corner. I think it might be there, or up the hill or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to reference that, but a great racetrack that was introduced to the game at some point in its DLC inception. So really looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. And obviously we were watching those official practice times and did just see Vic Chan drop into the 32.8 bracket. Those boys were Mudgy and Vic were really stoushing over those low 33s, and Shane joined the party. So clearly the Porsche does look good here tonight, David.
It definitely looks good here tonight. And obviously Victor, as usual, Jamie's right there in the Ferrari. Dave Zero back in that Audi, really making that thing work throughout the series. So nice work. And oh, look, it just gets better. I do notice though that sister cars of Steve Wilton and John McDonald, the old Lex, I don't like it around here by the looks of it.
No, a little bit of a late improvement from Steve Wilton. I sort of just mentioned off the air earlier. You know, he's leading the Pro-Am Championship, and Steve-O is about 14 points behind him. And there was a big gap right up to the last dying seconds of that official practice session. And Steve-O was looking the goods, but you know, playing under a tenth of a second, actually under a half a tenth of a second difference between those guys there. That'll be a good battle. John McDonald in the 27 car, I'm not sure if he's still struggling to dial that thing in, because I would have expected to see him up a little bit further.
For sure. Given where he is in the championship, J-Man, I totally agree. So, just be interesting to see watch those two cars tonight and see how they progress through the field.
Yeah.
If at all.
Funny story, actually, off the air during the week. Talking to Steve Melling in the Supra Martin.
Yes.
You know, he was talking to me about watching a clip from the supercars early in the piece where I think it was Davey Reynolds had a loose steering wheel at one of the rounds not so long ago. It was either Gold Coast or maybe somewhere that around that time. And Steve-O, actually, when we picked up on the cams the other week, I think it was when John McDonald was putting a pass on him. I think they were 3 wide because there was a car exiting the pits. And the engineer himself was actually reaching over and doing the bolts up on the back of his steering wheel mid-race while those passes were going on. So, hey, it does happen in real life, and it does happen in sim racing too. So,
nice.
Respect to Steve-O for managing to
carry on,
wheel up and carry
on as we do. Awesome stuff, guys. The time is ticking down. We've got about 25 seconds to go before they pop these guys out on the grid.
Yeah, so JB would have just taken the guys through the formalities, and it would have gone something a little like, standard Asrnz rules here, guys. You know, we all know that if they go out for this 8-minute open qualifying and don't put enough fuel in or want another tyre, they've got to drive the car back. Guys will be briefed on things like what flags are enabled, blue, black, yellow, mechanical, and the like. And what the requirement is. We know the requirement here is that they must undertake a mandatory pit stop, and it is a minimum 1 litre dump, and that's all you'll see the guys do with a 35-minute session. Ooh, a little bit argy-bargy there between John McDonald and Dave Zero leading the pits. Farmer, actually. Steve Wilton. Clearly Farmer Dave Zero wanted to get out in front.
So, yes, Dave has got out in front. He got what he wanted there. But nice work. Look, this is a fantastic track as we just see these guys just roll out for qualifying. 8-minute qualifying, like J-Man mentioned. that is my phone going in the background. I'll hand it over to you, my friend.
Yeah, I'll pick up from here as we see the cameras just trained on the 247, which is actually not the correct number for Dave Zero, but we'll call it correct for now because we've got some editing to do in the back. So Dave Zero out there on his effective warm-up lap, getting ready. He was one of the guys that was toward the front of those times, a little bit off of Shane in the Porsche in the official practice times, but got a good carrot in front of him in the likes of, I think it is Vic Chan. So good target to zero in on, excuse the pun. But it'd be good to see Dave try and use that as a reference, that proximity from when he starts the lap as to maybe the end of it, as to how he's going with this qualifying session, the first qualifying session of 2 tonight. Obviously we'll do this one, get this 35-minute race underway, take a short break, and then these guys will do it again. They have got an optimum track, 17 degrees with a 24-degree track temp, and only 1 kilometre an hour wind. Ironically, there was a bit of discussion in the back end about the wind during the week, because I think we were seeing on the real-time weather that they were getting up to 30-40k an hour winds. So good to see that we haven't introduced that into the game. Might be some tumbleweeds or something going across at some point if we had. But we should be about another, just looking at this, about another 40 seconds and we should start seeing some indicative times. It does look very much like...
You would think so, wouldn't you? And excuse me,
see
people.
Who got out first. I think it would have been Jamie or Jordan. Oh no, that's right. It'll be Vic.
It would be Vic, and I think Dave was the second, or maybe the... No, well, look, he's right behind Vic, isn't he? So
he's used him as a reference. Maybe that was why the urgency to get out in front of Farmer.
Yeah, so yeah, Dave out second, so will we just pick up on Vic's car?
I think I'd be looking at him opening his account up with about a 130...
3 high?
Maybe
133 and a half. Yep. Nice. And Dave Zero, not too bad. The Porsche comes across straight away behind him. Shano with the 33.9. As they start getting it. John McDonald with the 34, so Dave Zero's a 34.
Where is Mudgy? There he goes. Provisionally P3.
Nice work.
He can do better than that. Chan and Shane both up, Davo.
Absolutely. And both the Porsches will do well here tonight, I would suspect. J-Man.
Yeah, so,
the Porsches don't mind this place.
You know, and in the likes of Shane, he kind of really needs to jag one here. Well, not jag one, but he needs to string one together to keep himself in this hunt. I am watching with interest the Steve Melling, Steve Oulton little arm wrestle going on here, because obviously that's relevant. Same with Brad Robertson, who's actually got the measure on them both at the moment as far as this qualifying is concerned.
Yeah, so Wilton nicely up on his time at the moment. We'll make a bit of a gain from that. Melling, actually, he looks like he's dropped Elf. He's off track. He's off track.
So he's going to give that one away. He's still got time.
So Wilton also, he's up a full second there now, but that'll still only put him in the 34 and a half, so not a massive gain.
Yeah, as we see Vic Chan drop into the 32s.
Yep, as expected, we saw him do the 32s in pre-race practice. Jamie up there in second now, 33.3. Mudgy pipped him.
Mudgy for a front row provisionally with 2.5 minutes to go of this qualifying session.
Yeah, nice work from the Vegemite Paul. Dave Zero in the hairpin now. He'll have at least another lap up his sleeve. We've still got 2 minutes 20 seconds. Brad Robinson provisionally in 6th. What have we got on the radar there, J-Man?
Well, I am watching the Steve Wilton car.
Steve Oulton.
Yeah, he's kind of mirroring the 34.6 that he posted. Bear Grylls.
It doesn't
was a
show
half
up
a
on my
second up.
telemetry though. It's odd. So anyway, Bear Grylls as well.
Yeah. So he's near a half a second up, and you know he's playing for points, albeit he's missed a few rounds. You know, some of
for
these
sure.
other guys in the AM category aren't here, so
Yep.
gotta make hay.
Dave Zero and Shane in the board both up on their time. I think Dave Zero into the final corner.
Yeah, Mudgee on a time that could see him
clean
go provisional pole.
Shane, what's Shane?
Yeah, look to Mudgee go to the top of this lap coming.
Out of the final turn.
He'll need it to be a good one. If he can grab another 10th, it'll be close. It will be close. It's enough for P2. He's not quite got it, but he's got enough time in hand.
He's got another. Oh,
that was wide.
It was. It's using all the. Jamie also.
Yeah, I can tell you now
Jamie,
that lap of Mudgee's it's all done. That's invalid.
Yeah, Jamie.
Game over.
Yeah, Jamie has put me off a little bit. He's in a different coloured car tonight, so.
Yes.
I've just clicked for that. Let's put that in the memory bank.
Yeah, so I'm reading
Looks
that
like,
as a predominantly black car. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
seeing?
yeah, it's a matte black car. So Dave Zero in 5th looks like he's done his dad. Brad Robinson might make a gain. He's in that zone in the Vagisil BMW.
Yeah, he could pip Dave here.
Vic is still just comes up in my telemetry every now and then as he goes through the final turn, but we'll actually probably just jump back into the pits. Brad Robinson. Dave Zero is still out on track and bettering his time, so has Brad Robinson got...
He needs more than that. He needs about 6/10.
He does now, because I think Dave just betted his time in that last lap. So.
Yeah, and John McDonald's just fired himself in there as well.
Yep.
Steve Mellinger coming across the line. He's going to mirror his time, is he? He doesn't improve. He is right behind Steve Wilton.
Those guys battling through pre-race practice and now in qualifying. So, the mid-pack is going to be hot tonight.
Brad Robinson didn't get any further up the road.
No, it actually looked like he was slowing down there. I just wonder whether he ran out of fuel. Damien Jones across the line.
Just in front of Wilton, just behind McDonald.
That is a great time from Damien actually. In front of Wilton and Melling. Yes. Yep. So yeah, nice work from Jacques. Excellent, man.
Wow. Well done to Vic Chan there on a 32.9. Plays Mark Mudgway on a 32.9. Plays Jamie Koser on a 33.0. Plays Shane on a 33.3. 33.7 Dave Zero. And then that is the first 5 of your pro drivers. And you got Brad Robinson in there, and he's the top of the list for the Pro-Ams. And actually just, pipping John McDonald and Jordan Moss in that qualifying session. So he's got a couple of pros behind him off the grid.
It's not a bad effort, when you can do that. So
yeah, and like for me as well, a little bit surprised to see Vaughan Martin down there. He was really quick in official practice, and Bear Grylls, solid effort from Bear Grylls to be P13
and also
135.1.
And also in front of some of the Pro-Am guys as an AM driver. So yeah, awesome work from all the boys there.
Smaller field tonight. We only got 17 in the door. We've got some guys away. So, but nonetheless, it's a tight track. So I'm sure it'll be a spectacle.
Absolutely, J-Man. So we get a little bit of a countdown.
Just pressing buttons here.
Pressing buttons, clicking stuff. A couple of minutes wait. Cars are on the grid.
Don't spill your beer. Don't do that.
So, J-Man, Oulton Park, fond memories. We've raced a lot of different cars around this place over the years.
BTCCCCCC?
Yes. I think the old 2 Series Beamers, I think it was, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're always a good race to watch and drive, mind you.
Yeah, 100%. No, we've had some. We've been here in the GT4s as well.
GT4s as well.
Yeah, so we might have come here at the ROC Championship, I think, as well. So, but no, really cool track. Looking at that pit entry as we're just looking skyward. I'm looking skyward at the grid as they're getting ready to another 20 seconds on their full formation lap, David. A lot of marbles covering the entry to pit lane because it's obviously on the far right-hand side, the entry, which I guess is off the racing line, so that's where all the debris ends up.
Yeah, it's got a funny little kink as it comes over the brow of the hill onto the start-finish straight, is it?
Is it a straight?
Start-finish curvy sort of bit. There's nothing really straight on this track. Not a lot of it anyway. But, yeah, interesting corner. We call the 90-degree right-hander back as they come off the end of the straight as the final corner, but they do actually dip down through that little depression and weave up over that crest, and they really do use a fair bit of the track to do so, don't they, as they set up into T1, J-Man?
They do, and they can get, in years gone by, we've seen some pretty big accidents end up on the right-hand fence after turn 1, if they use a little too much and it doesn't hook as they come back on.
Yeah.
And we know that they'll challenge the limits of the race director as far as track limits go there. And, if we remember back to the other week, we did see Mudgee with a late race, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, a late race drive-through from a commanding podium position.
That's right.
And then backed it up with a bit of speed, which gave him
did not work well
penalty
for him. Yeah, so that was unfortunate, but easily done.
So for me, it'll be what can Mudgee do off the start of this. We know that the Porsche does get out of the hole pretty well. Probably the best starter in the field off this grid would be Dave Zero in that Audi. We know how strong he's been on pretty much every race start this season. That said, one has to bear in mind that our good friend Dave is challenging the laws of how many driver license points he's got left, so I'm sure he'll be mindful to stay out of trouble because he doesn't want to sit out of quali.
He's working it backwards from the end of the series.
Yeah.
He's doing a pretty good job of it at the moment.
Yeah. 100%. Jane and the Porsche up there as well. I think he'll want to go. The other thing as well is, the 27 car of John McDonald isn't where I'd expect it to be right now. We know how well he races. He plays the long game really well. Brad Robinson, who's in the BMW just in front of him, this can be an interesting one because Brad's shown a lot of form of late. So, yeah, I think the first 4 laps of this race will give us a good indication about, I guess, the intent of some of these drivers and whether we see early pit stops being the flavour with guys in traffic as we see them form up here, Davo.
Yeah, Vic actually pulling everyone up nicely and trying to form up here. Nice work. Yeah, very tight, twisty little track. Big cars for a small track. This is awesome. Round 6, Asrnz GT3 series, ladies and gentlemen. We have a green light. Rick with a nice little tidy start. Looks like Shane's actually just looks like he wants to pip that Mudgee straight through on the outside.
Just stunning.
Unbelievable. Also Brad Robinson round the outside of Dave Zero. Will Victor let that happen? Oh, Vic with a bit of a touch on the back guard of the Porsche. He's out of the sand.
Yeah, no, she's just a little bit keen there at the start of that one.
Woo! And it's on.
The two Porsches.
Ladies and gentlemen, the two Porsches. I'm sure Shane will pick up where Victor left off.
You better believe it.
There, so it's all happening already.
Well, there you go. What an absolute stunning move from Mudgee around the outside turn one.
Without a doubt, J-Man. I didn't expect that at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because Vic got a good jump, like at the start. He nailed it. He had control of the pack and nailed it. But Mudgee just went, well, you want to have a crack at the brakes of this Porsche.
And he Vic just did last from that. Did last.
Unbelievable. There you go. How things can change so quickly. As we go back, Dave Zero getting heat from John McDonald already. John McDonald up the inside into this right-hander now. These guys have traded paint before. Dave's out wide. He's offline.
And he's going to get rounded up by at least another 2-3 guys.
I think that's Steve Melling, Jordan Moss, Sam Carson as well. Oh,
wow.
J-Man.
This is going into the hands of John McDonald right now.
Oh my.
Far out.
Look at this. As we go out of the back of Mudgee's car, Mark Mudgeway, these guys. So it's Mark, it's Mudgee, we've got Shane, Jamie Costa, and is that Brad Robinson? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's your first of your Pro-Am sitting in P4.
Unbelievable.
So,
Brad Robinson.
A 2.7 gap to McDonald. Can McDonald bridge that gap?
Can he? The car hasn't looked quick in pre-race, mate. So it'd be interesting to see. It looked a little bit quicker in qualifying than I thought it would have as well. So it'd be interesting. Let's watch that space.
What has happened to Vic? He is a long way back.
He went off in T2.
Again?
Just at the on lap one.
He was right behind Lucas Saar. Now he's 7.7 seconds behind Lucas.
Oh no! What a shame.
Yeah. I tell you what, this battle up the front between Shane and Mudgee is going to be a good one, and I'll be interested to see if Ferrari of Jamie can go with these guys.
Oh, you would think so, given Jamie's pace.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and pace throughout the series. I wouldn't doubt it at all, J-Man. Really. Will the Porsches look after their tyres enough? This is such a Porsche track, really. You know, it's just not too long in a straight line anywhere, and it just turns all the time. So perfect for the Porsche.
Yeah, and could play havoc with the Honda's tyres as well. We know the Honda is a very, very fast car, but it likes to eat its tyres. And Matt, he has a long way back. Yeah,
it's pretty well out of the game there, isn't it, for race one? At least, J-Man.
Well,
given it's like, I know it's only 5 minutes. It's not even that, actually. It's 4 minutes in.
It's a long way to come back, put it that way.
It is.
He's 6.3 seconds off the back of Lucas, so...
Okay, we know what's up the front. We've got Mark, Mudgee. We've got to do this quickly because this could change quickly.
I think it's the John McDonald battle, isn't it?
Yes, we've got Jamie Costa, Brad Robinson, John McDonald in 5th, Damian Jones in 6th, Steve Wood in 7th, Steve Melling in 8th, Jordan Moss in 9th, Sam Carson running out 10. And he is copping plenty of heat from Dave Zero in 11. We've got Bear Grylls in 12. Aaron Enright 3rd. Vaughan Martin, Kenny Simpson, Rick Saar, and yes, like we mentioned, Rick Saar way back. John McDonald and Damien Jones as well. Shane with Jamie giving him plenty from behind.
And that's exactly what Mudgee will want. He'll want pressure from that Ferrari. I was just watching Dave Zero had a big look into the final here, but Dave doesn't actually look, you know, we've talked all season about how comfortable he looks in that car, but I've seen him twice inside this lap as well, in the last one, sorry, just be a little bit wide on certain entries. Coming through the fast left-hander, I didn't think he was quite online as Steve Melling putting a lot of pressure on.
Oh, and Steve Melling, it looks like he's going to get pressure from who's sat behind? Sam
Carson. So he's been, Steve Melling must have been overtaken by
Jordan's got past, yep.
Rightfully so, that 777 car is a pro car. He's effectively not racing that car in the championship. However, Steve Oulton up the road, he is.
Yeah.
And Damien Jones. So
yeah, definitely. As you can see on our little leaderboard there, you can see the different coloured boxes there. The white for the pro drivers, the grey for the pro-ams, and the red for the am drivers. It is all happening here for 9th, 10th and 11th.
I'm just watching that.
With Steve Melling, Sam Carson and Dave Zero. Zero into the pit super fast.
Wow. Did he pull that up in time?
I don't know. I tried to just click on him, but he just went in so quick.
I'm just going to have a quick look at that for you, Davo.
We're going to just go back to where the action is now with Mark and Shane again, 1 and 2. These guys are going to stick like this, I think, until their pit stops. Who knows? It only takes the slightest mistake. Jamie's right there. We wondered whether Jamie would be able to go with, and he has. And I don't think he's putting a lot of pressure on Shane's cars, on Shane, you know, so probably sure Mudgee would like to put a little bit more pressure on, but it doesn't seem like he is, so.
Yeah, look, these guys race out of the same stable effectively, so yeah, it'll be interesting because Jamie's definitely in this, you know, we know that Jamie...
Oh, for sure.
Jamie's currently rocking, he is 5th outright in the championship, and with Dave Zero a bit back, he stands to improve tonight.
Yep.
But Mudgee doing a great job this last lap around on a 33.8, plays Jamie's 34.3, so Mudgee definitely having the better of that arm.
Well,
that last lap
yeah,
around.
definitely a bit of clean air was always going to help. Brad Robinson really in clean air there in 4th position. J-Man, he's probably got the, you know, like really nice bit of the track at the moment. I suppose his only threat is that red Lexus behind him.
And it's bridged the gap down to 1.8 seconds. So
I thought it looked a bit closer. I did think it looked a bit closer. He's actually about pulled away a little bit from Damien Jones, as John McDonald. So yeah,
good little battle with Bear Grylls and Aaron Enright right now too. Good to see those guys.
That has been close. That has been close. So been trying to keep an eye on this stuff as best as possible. J-Man, that Martini car of Aaron Enright is spectacular.
Oh, it's an amazing looking scheme.
Yes, definitely getting a little bit of a wriggle along for Bear Grylls, who just looked like he overshot his brake marker there. Poor bugger. Get it together, Bear. Get back on it. Get back on it.
Yep, there you go. And just picking up on Mudgee pressing on with that same trend that he did last one. he did have it out to 1.2 seconds. It's just over a second right now. So Mudgee in full control at this point of the race. After that little bit of contact with Vic Chan at turn 2, Dave.
Turn 2, yes, it was. So
Jordan.
yeah, I think he was probably a little bit taken aback by Mudgee being in front of him, and yeah,
Jordan Moss sizing up Steve Oulton too. Far out. He got to him really quickly.
Yeah, so Jordan's slowly been creeping up behind that Lexus, down through the back section of the track, down now as we come down to the hairpin here. Oh,
He thought about it.
So yeah, nice tight little battle going on there as the field. As sort of usual here at Oulton, you know, you'll get this little spread between these small battles. But the battles themselves are like just so intense. We know you get 2 or 3 cars together and it's on, but you know, you usually see this little gap between these guys.
Big
Oh
Big
no!
Vaughan Martin gets down there.
We just saw. Sorry, I was watching that.
Yep, you're right.
Steve Oulton just taking a little bit of a wide exit on the last chicane down the back section of the track, which has let Jordan Moss pass. So nice work, Jordan. Fantastic.
And who's the next guy behind Wilton? None other than his championship rival, Steve Allen.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Go, Steve-O. And keeping it clean, as always, in the Castrol Supra.
Yeah, so that gap at the front down to 0.6 of a second. So Shane getting back into his rhythm. Had actually set the fastest lap of the race, the last lap around. He is the quickest at the moment on a 33.475.
Yeah, okay.
Some big lag spike there, but
yeah, get a little bit of lag there.
All from Shane, and it's relinquished the position to.
It has actually. I was just wondering what's going on there. No, that's he's back.
No, sorted
he's
itself
back.
out.
So yes, before that little odd lag spike, which I think it's still continuing
Still
on,
going on, mate.
is it looked like he's actually pulled away from Jamie in the Porsche and sort of gone with Mudgee, or Jamie's just gone back a little bit, but yeah, very tidy work. A little bit of a lag spike there, but looks like it's cleared up, J-Man. So yeah, Mudgee though, in some parts of the track, look how he really stretches his legs up through that far section.
Yeah, he does.
Over the top of the hill there, and really
good
stretches on
high-speed
Shane.
stability.
Yeah, definitely. But when it gets down into the twisty stuff and the couple of chicanes down here, Shane always seems to range up a little bit on him. So interesting to watch. Easy for us to sit here and analyse it, isn't it, J-Man? In our comfy chairs up here.
Yeah, just like I'm analysing the Marmite car all over the back of the Vagisil at the moment. There's only around about half a second between those two last time I checked.
Well, we thought this was inevitable. However, Brad has been doing a fantastic job the last few weeks, and pretty well throughout the series, J-Man, to be honest. Really got his handle on this BMW, and yeah, doing really well. Good in the points.
Yeah, and I think Brad himself might be starting to. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'll just break away from that for a second. I could just maybe see that down the bottom of the hill in the final chicane, before they start climbing back up through this far section, that's really probably Mudgee's Achilles heel, Davo, is just down into that chicane. Shane seems to make a lot up on him through there.
But he runs so hot up over the top of the hill and down to the final corner, so. But they are close together again.
But yeah, back to I think it was
Brad Robertson. John McDonald looks like he's sort of starting to size up Brad for a move.
Yep.
This could take a few laps, mind you.
Yeah, so John would have to think about how long he wants to sit up under here if he's feeling like he gets held up. Is it the time to to get into the pits, and is he looking there further down the
Well,
track to see
too
who's
true.
covering
Yep,
off? Because
yep.
I can tell you that Vic Chan is on the march. He has caught up to the back of Sam Carson now, who has just rounded up Dave Zero. So what happened to Dave Zero there? I'm just going to go back and have a look at that. The Dave Zero was quite a way up front, comes out the bottom chicane. He must have started heading up the hill. I will bring you the information as it comes to hand through my replay. Yeah, so he's lost it in exactly the same place again. That's, is it Druids, the right-hander up the hill?
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
lost it there again, and they have rounded him up, both of them.
Okay, and I just noticed Shane has also dropped back in the 556 Porsche.
Yep.
Almost into the clutches of Jamie Costa, actually, so definitely maybe a little bit of a mistake there somewhere in the last half a lap or so.
Yeah, so this lap time will give us an idea.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last one was a 33.8, which is a pretty savvy time. So we'll see what this lap time rolls around at for Shane, as he's quite wide off the final turn as well. So this one he rolls out for a 35.0, which is certainly nothing compared to Mudgie's 33.7. So that's cements what you were just saying there.
Yeah. He's had a little bit of a wriggle there as we just continue on the Brad Robinson, John McDonald battle here.
Yeah,
as
Vic
it
Chan still hasn't
intensifies.
got past Sam Carson either. It's not through the love of triangle, I can assure
So
you.
that battle, you said, I'm sure it isn't. As we get out of the back of Sam's car, actually, and just look at those two angry buggers.
Oh, Vic gets a really good run off the.
He does, and he's got Dave Zero right there, just in case anybody makes. Oh, Sam a little bit wide. If he just keeps this together, he's still got the inside for the left-hander down here at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, man, this is tight.
Absolutely. Nice work. Sam
Dave
Carson
Zero
actually
watching on.
to hold those guys out at the moment, because seriously seasoned drivers.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Sam's abilities, but these guys don't muck around.
I think John McDonald's got to go, Davo.
He's got to go out of the pit, surely. I'm just watching watching the timing, but not the on-track footage. But Sam just makes that mistake. A little couple of inches on that ripple strip, and it's all over. We go back to the Brad Robinson, and he stays out, J-Man. Do you think? Yeah. Oh, look. Do you think every lap is? It's damaging that gain that could be made. Steve Melling in the pit.
Yeah, I think this could, he's got to realise that the fight's not with Brad Robinson. He's a pro-am.
Yeah.
He needs to be looking up the road at Jamie Koza, and looking for an undercut on him.
Because it's doable.
I think it is. If there's a mistake to be made, it's definitely in the pits.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just torn here between the Vic Chan, Dave Zero, Sam Carson battle and the Brad Robinson, John McDonald battle, as the Lexus and the BMW run down into that final chicane before they run up the hill here at Oulton Park. Round 6, ladies and gentlemen. Asrnz GT3 series. We've got about 16 minutes to go. Race 1.
Yep. Best wishes to you, Bob Laycock. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery, mate, and hope you enjoy the stream and watch the guys out there in their respective categories going at it, because, man, they are going at it, Davo.
Oh, aren't they what? We know Oulton delivers great racing. It just, on paper, you wouldn't think so, but it does. John finally into the pits. Does he get that thing pulled up, J-Man?
He got it well pulled up. He was down to about 34k an hour, so quite conservative. Is a lot less pain to not speed.
Yeah, well, it's a lot quicker, isn't it? To the end of the day.
Yeah. Reasonable stop, good getaway.
Yeah, nothing special, but
No penalties.
No penalties. Runs out. Looks like in reasonably clean air too, J-Man, which is always handy.
Yep.
So he can get his head down and get back on his marks. So nice work. We'll pop up the top again.
Yeah,
to
Mudgee out to 1.8 now.
Okay, now we saw this about 4 or 5 laps ago where Jamie had made a bit of a mistake and gone back to Jamie's Ferrari, and I thought that Shane had gone back to Jamie's Ferrari, and I think the Ferrari had actually slowed down anyway off the back of these two. So for him to go back that far, that's a fair chunk. Mudgee doesn't look like he's let up much though, Jamie, does he?
No, look, I think he's got a rhythm, and I think he's the guy at the moment cutting 33.6s. I can tell you last lap round, he was the fastest guy on track, so I'd be pushing this stint out as long as I could.
For sure.
And, after his last debacle of speeding into pit lane, just,
you'd be getting it right.
2.1 seconds as a safety measure that you don't have to push it right to the very end.
For sure. And as we just do see that Vegemite Porsche of Mudgee's starts to range up on a couple of back markers, J-Man, and listens when they start to think about it, don't they? Or they probably should be thinking about it anyway if they're not.
I mean, it makes sense. He's going to catch them in the next lap, maybe second 2 laps. There's only 8 minutes to go of the pit window. I mean, those 2 cars in front of him. Who are we looking at? Is it? It's Aaron Enright. It's Aaron Enright and Kenny Simpson. Those guys are both stopped. So if you stop now, they're not going to be effective for the rest of the race.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Jordan Moss to the pits. Jordan Moss out. Looked like a pretty efficient stop. He clears with no penalty.
Nicely, and also coming out in clean air. So again, it's nice for these guys to, although Bear Grylls not too far behind, let them refocus and get back in the car and get their rhythm back. So nice.
Jamie Kozer in the pit lane.
Jamie
gets
pit lane
down perfectly.
Okay, let's watch his stop. Actually, we'll just watch this one.
That was a bang-on entry, mate. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. A little bit of cloud rolling in.
Is that Brad Robinson? That is Brad Robinson in as well. So, yep, a couple of the movers and shakers in now.
Yep. I think this is the lap Mudgee's got to go. He's nearly on these back markers.
Oh, look, he's going to actually catch him before the end of this lap without a doubt, given his pace.
They'll be getting blue flags.
Oh, yeah, Kenny's gone, Aaron's gone.
Let him go. Good work, guys.
Now, these guys will sort of start to relax just for a second and have to regroup and then do that same thing again. And this is where the mistakes happen a little bit with these guys, these fast guys running through these slower guys. Yeah, nice work. Kenny's let him through. And then Aaron. So sometimes it can be just a little bit slow for one and not the other, can't it, J-Man?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I think Aaron's just pulling off to let Shane go through now.
As well.
Yep. Gets a long way off. Actually got on the grass.
I did see that.
So expect to see Mudgee peel off here, I reckon. It's about now.
No, he's but Shane in.
So can I see that speed coming down?
Oh,
bang on.
yeah, nice work.
Now.
Nice work. These guys are well learned at this end of the series, aren't they, Jack-Man?
They do. They are. So I'm conscious that, so Brad Robinson and John McDonald. So Brad must have did as good a job as John McDonald in the...
okay, so both pitted. Yep.
And Brad came out in front, so...
Yep. And so it's business as usual. These guys are back to their positions and
I can tell you that Shane got out in front of Jamie, so status quo on the pit stops there for
status
those
quo
guys.
as well there. And now here we go again. Mudgee, like you said, these guys will be getting blue flags.
Was Farmer's pit stop a little bit snaggy there?
Oh, this is awkward. No, he's got it done. Mudgy just still getting a little tangled up in some back markers. There's some lap traffic, and yeah, he'll want to get in now. You would suspect, J-Man, wouldn't you, after Shane and Jamie both going in earlier.
Yeah, look, he's got a good margin. Last lap around was a 34.6, so it was a little bit off the pace. Still not as quick as Vic Chan. Vic Chan was a 34.3, but I think this is the time Mudgy's got to stay up and do another one. Okay.
Okay.
What was the lap time? It was a 33.9, so he's back in a 33, so he's about...
Oh, Mudgy does what Mudgy wants, mate. He's just he's doing his shit.
Vic Chan has steadily improved this whole race. Remembering he was P17 and then dropped some 7.5, 8 seconds off the back of Lucas Sarr at the start of the race.
Oh, yeah.
Happened.
Mate,
and he's currently P8 behind Farmer.
Yeah, it's been Vic Chan, penthouse to shithouse, and halfway back again. So nice work from Vic. Yeah, and he looks like he's still got maybe a couple up his sleeve. Yeah, so I'm sure he'll take care of Steve Wilton if he gets his.
And we see Damien Jarkus Jones.
Is that Jones off? Was it?
Yeah,
he's showing out on my telemetry. He's actually showing out. Oh, okay, that car is well damaged.
Out of the pit lane, but he's had a whoopsie.
That's not out of the pit lane. That's just heading. It's final corner. So that car is bad. Steve Wilton's
only got this lap and maybe one more. So.
And the pit window is going to close. But yeah, just pick it up on that Steve Wilton, Vic Chan battle again after we saw Damien have a bit of a slip up there in the final corner. I'm sure he'll be back into the pits.
I've just got eyes on Mudgy's entry here. I think he's going to come. Here he comes.
Pull it up, mate.
Well and truly.
Oh, yeah, very conservative. He's got to just get his...
Hopefully he doesn't get upset by the Jarks car on...
Yeah, I think that thing will be in the pits for a while, J-Man. Just looking at the damage.
You might be right. What's the stop like for Mudgy? It's
that's lightning fast, actually.
Yeah. That will serve him real well. Where is Shane?
Okay, Shane's coming on the front. No penalties from Mudgy. Out. Here we go.
Looks good. Looks good. Good exit.
Excellent exit. Actually, we've got about 7.5 minutes to go, viewers.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. Mudgy, I suppose you'd call it clean air. There's not much of a gap back to Shane, though. J-Man.
1.7 by my calculations. Yep.
So again, you know, they just need to refocus and start hitting their marks again. Just get that rhythm back, don't they? You know, like I know it's such a short pit stop, but it is a break in the concentration.
And Vic Chan just rounded up Farmer as well.
Yeah, well, that was no surprise. Vic Chan looks like he'd wrapped it up in T1, or he gets a lovely run out of the final corner, so he would have had to run down to T1. And that is Dave Zero's Audi just lurking in the background here in position 8 at the moment. Brad Robinson, John McDonald, and it is on. It is well on into the back chicane here. John with that car right up beside the BMW, and
some good patience.
He wants that position, J-Man. There's we didn't see this in the first half of the race. He looked like
he's hungry.
He held back a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
But now he definitely wants that position.
And the amount of times this Marmite car has come P4 and 5 at this championship series is quite phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. You know, led the championship for the first couple of 3 rounds without making a podium, so we know how consistent John drives. Vic Chan, how far back is Vic Chan? They're coming through turn 1.
The window is now closed.
He's coming down the front chute into turn 1 now, so there's a bit of margin.
Yep.
5.5 minutes. The gap is around about 8.3 seconds. I wouldn't expect that to change from here on out, barring a mistake.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Gap at the front between Mark Mudgeway and Shane is around a second and a half. We know
that could change.
Yeah,
that definitely could change. Jamie's still trying to hang on there.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
But it looks like the Ferrari, I think that black paint, I don't know, it's made it a bit slower.
Could do. Yeah, could have done.
So, he needs to go back to the green, Jamie.
Kenny Simpson working over Lucas this week.
Now, these guys are traded positions, actually, because Lucas was behind Kenny before, so...
Okay.
So these guys are definitely playing tag. Kenny's fantastic looking Rothman's paint job on that BMW.
I'm not sure what happened to John McDonald, but he just ran a 1:37.0 and just fell right off the back, which will leave him vulnerable to that gap, which I said was 8.3 seconds to Vic Chan, which is now 7.6.
Yeah, it's still a big gap.
It is a big gap.
What was Vic's lap?
Vic just ran a
34.8
versus Mudgie's 33.8.
Yeah, so nothing special either from Vic really there. So just looking at those gaps there, as we just watched John McDonald come down that little straight there down the hill towards the hairpin, we can see Vic Chan's car in the background. But 3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes. How's Bourne travelling here? He's still some 5 seconds off of Steve Melling, who's still some 7.5 off of Sam Carson. So where are we looking? Kenny all over the back of Lucas Saar still.
Yeah.
So one wonders whether that was a mistake that allowed that positional swap.
Yeah. And Kenny, ever the gentleman, will wait for a mistake before passing usually.
Yep.
So
this gap at the front down to a second now. So it's, Shane hasn't conceded this.
No, definitely not. It's actually starting to show up on my telemetry now as a point to look at. It's flickering off and on now. So these guys, mate, there's just under 3 minutes to go. It's still a couple of laps plus one.
I'll just give Daniel...
Stuff can happen.
Yeah, I'll just give Daniel an update on his brother. So, yeah, Dave Zero having a couple of big moments tonight, heading up the hill into the right-hander, and saw him go from a very strong position up the front to currently running P8, trying to round up Steve Oulton. So, yeah, Dave Zero, uncharacteristic actually, because... we've seen that he's been so in touch with that car all season, and tonight, from what I'm seeing, is the back end of that car is very disconnected. So, just looking, so...
Not always the right car for the track. Horses for courses, as they say, J-Man. As we just pop back to third position, which is Jamie Cossar, and he has no threat at all to the two boys in front. And Margie really does have this wrapped up, J-Man. Given there's no mistakes. Brad Robinson, I think, has got fourth. These guys have got a bit of air between them all.
Yeah, so that gap at the front just stretched out to just under 3 seconds. So a bit of a mistake there with the 1:35.5 from Shane, plays a 33.6 from Mudgie.
Right. Yeah.
So, Mudgie in full control with 1:20 to go. I don't want to put the mocker on him, but drove absolutely outstanding. Showed us intent at turn 1, lap 1 to drive around the outside of Vic Chan.
Totally.
Vic Chan had to go
Vic
coming back, but just caught the rear.
Well, Vic Chan's got to be the driver of the night to me. It's just like I said, penthouse to shithouse, and he's back in 6th position.
Yeah.
So not a bad effort. The battle though behind him, Steve Wilton and Dave Zero, continues, which will go down to the wire here.
Yeah.
And we knew the mid pack was feisty. So as we just get back to this, Shane's actually dropped back a little bit into the clutches of Jamie Cossar in the.
Yeah.
Now, why is that actually?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just going to have a quick look and see if there'll be a positional change here, because I can tell you that Jamie is leading Shane by around about 3 points in the championship, so I wouldn't think there'd be any team orders here. I wouldn't think there would be. He stands to gain a fair bit over Dave Zero.
Yep.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it away,
So
Ken.
we are on the final lap with Mark Budgeway leading the way into T1 comfortably.
Yeah, he's got that out to 4 seconds. So
Shane in second with Jamie Cossa, not too far behind Jamie.
And John McDonald, you know, after that mistake, has certainly bridged the gap back to Brad, but I wouldn't expect that to change.
Yep.
And Vic Chan is still around about, it was 8.3 seconds. It's now 6.8 to John McDonald. So, like you say, outstanding job from Vic after that early contact and going right to the back of the pack and some.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was like way back, wasn't he? It was like 8 seconds back from the last, you know, the car in front of him.
So Dave Zero still working over Steve Oulton too.
Working over is the word, isn't it? It's just like, God.
Yeah.
And this could change before the end of the lap. That Audi, we know what Dave can do with that thing. Definitely got a handle on that car.
Yeah.
Has he got the measure on Wilton? Wilton, belligerent tonight. He's played a good game. Holding 7th at the moment.
Yep. Brad, the outstanding drive in 4th as well for that. As Mudgee just crosses the line to take P1 here, race 1, round 6.
Nice work, Mudgee.
Bloody great drive. Shane just coming across the line now to take P2, followed closely by Jamie Kosa. And as I mentioned, even though he's under hot attack from John McDonald, we will see Brad Robinson come out of the final corner to take this P4.
Yeah,
and
nice work.
John McDonald banks another top 5.
Vic Chan back from the dead.
Yeah, comes back to take out a well-earned P6. And then we go back to Farmer, who did hold on from Dave Zero to take P7.
Yeah, it did well actually, and it's actually made a bit of a gain there.
Yeah,
towards the end of the lap.
Sam Carson rounds out for P9 ahead of Steve Melling. A solid drive from Steve-O. Not, you know, only a couple of places between him and Steve Wilton, one of his championship rivals. And Vaughan Martin holds off Jordan Moss.
Oh yeah, nice tight finish there.
Yeah,
for Vaughan and Jordan.
Yep. And then we go back to Aaron Enright, who I think Aaron repaired the car at some point of that race. So great recovery from Aaron for P13.
Yep, lovely work.
Kevin Simpson 14th, Lucas Saar 15th, Big Rule 16th, Damian Jones in P17 rounds out the field, Davo.
What an awesome effort. Nice work, boys.
All right, so that is race 1. Round 6, we will kick off and grab Jamie down here to the comms box for the first of the podium interviews tonight. Jamie, you got a comms on us?
Evening, guys.
Mate, I'm not sure about that new paint. I'm not sure if we're reading it correctly on the stream, but looks like a relatively black Ferrari from our end with some OES logos. But look, P3, I think it was P3 all night, eh?
Jamie, the colours making you go slow, mate.
I did it to strip weight of the car because I needed to find a couple of extra tenths.
There's just too many layers on there.
Look, you were there all night, but it just looked like there wasn't any more.
Yeah, struggling a bit around here in this car, and with some weight as well. To kind of keep up, I had to be throwing everything at it, which meant I hit the apex a bit wrong or the exit, take it a bit too wide, which is really dangerous around here, and that does your tyres in. So at the end, my left side pressures were not very good, so I could barely turn the car in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, by my calculations, it's a net gain on every single person you're racing in the Pro Series for race one. You're ahead of Dave Zero, Vic Chan, John McDonald, and Ethan, with Ethan being away. So,
Yep.
albeit I know you would have wanted more than that, mathematically, it's still a really, really good P3.
Yeah, and another race to go as well. So yeah, hoping I can keep it in this area of the grid up the front.
So tell us, do you reach to the spanners in between, or you just drive it as it is?
I think I'm pretty happy with it. Just with how on edge I need to be driving it, I don't want to take risks and change something that I might not be sure about.
Yeah, well, hey, look, like I said, looking at the numbers, you're still making bank. So, yeah, great podium drive tonight, mate. That's awesome. You did nothing wrong the whole race, and look, the battle was in front of you the whole time too. So that would have been entertaining.
Yeah, it wasn't too. It kind of ebbed and flowed between the two, but they both did a really good job. And congrats, Mudgy, on the win as well.
Nice one.
Congrats, mate, and hopefully in another 35, 40 minutes, we're talking to you in here.
For sure. Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Okay,
mate.
Jamie. Come on, bud.
User was moved
All
out
right,
of your
so there you
channel.
go. So that was Jamie Kosa there,
Jamie
rounding
Kosa.
up P3. So we shall grab Shane down here.
User was moved
Shane,
to
you
your
got a comms
channel.
on us?
Oh, how's it going, guys?
Hey, mate. Hey, absolutely awesome P2 tonight, mate. In the thick of that battle with Mudgy the whole way, start to finish.
Yeah, it was a great battle. Congrats to Mudgy. Really good race pace.
Yeah, and it ebbed and flowed, mate. We saw it down as low as sort of 6/10 there, and then sort of, probably for the better part, maybe get out to 1.5, 1.6 for the majority part, and then we must have missed a little mistake at the back end. But you'd have to be pretty happy with that result. You were certainly ahead of a few guys in the championship that you're battling.
Yeah, cheers, man. Actually, we went an extra lap, which I wasn't accounting for, and I was sort of calculating the numbers in my head, and I was going to be short. So I think Jamie had a bad lap, so I just backed it right off just to make sure I could get home, and it just crossed the line.
How time was it?
Wow.
It was 0.1 over the line.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well managed then. Well, absolutely well managed. Because when we saw it go out to sort of 4.5 seconds, I thought there was a mistake in there, but no, it was just a bit of good management. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, man. No, it was tight, right?
I got to ask the question: Is there any tweaks between races to this thing, or is that all she's got?
More fuel.
My race pace was the same as my quali pace, pretty much. So I had my pressures wrong in quali that quali session. So, pretty annoyed with myself for that. So hopefully this one goes better.
Okay, so we'll look to a slightly better quali then, and yeah, you saw what Mudgy did from the outside of row one. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I did the same to Jamie. I was on the outside. It's quite good at this track.
Yeah. Well, all the best for race two, but congratulations on a well-earned P2, mate. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
No, nice work, man.
Good on you, Shane.
User was moved out
There
of
you
your
go,
channel.
and we shall grab our
User
very
was
own
moved to
Tom
your
Selleck,
channel.
aka Mark Mudgray. You got a comms on us, bro?
Copy.
Fuck, how's the outside move at turn one, brother?
Oh, mate, I'm not happy with it, eh? I'm not happy with that turn two. It irked me the whole race.
What?
How, just the way that me and Vic contacted on that turn two.
Oh, it didn't look like a lot in it from up here, mate.
Nah, mate.
Nah, I didn't redress it, but it was still playing on my mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah.
Hey, look, it's always risky business if you're the car on the outside. The shoe could have been on the other foot, turn one, bud. So,
yeah, 100%, yeah.
I just congratulations on just, I was watching the numbers, mid 33s there, and you had a lot of pressure from Shane in the same mark as you're driving, and man, fantastic drive. Good to see you back. You had a week off, and then you come back with these cameo drives, man. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, oh man, it was a really, really strong race car. Like, it was just real easy to drive, real consistent, really beautiful thing to drive when that Porsche is on.
Don't touch it. Don't
No.
touch it. Leave it alone.
No, I've got the same setup for qualifying and race. I haven't touched it. I just take the fuel out of it, and she's a rocket. So,
Perfect. Just remember to
And,
put the fuel back in, and then you're
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, and a little bit of reprieve at the back end. We hear that Shane was a little bit tight on fuel, so that just took the pressure off for the last lap and a half, eh?
Oh, okay. Is that what it was? Yeah,
Mm.
okay. Yep. Yeah, the
So-
race pace was good. It was a really consistent car. I haven't actually looked at my times, but I'm assuming they're relatively consistent.
Oh, your averages would have been really good, mate.
They were
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So
yeah, just slightly annoyed with Vic. I'd like to have a good race with him. So hopefully me and him hopefully 3 or 4 of us have a good ding dong in the next one.
yeah, no,
Awesome.
I'm sure you will, mate. Enjoy it, mate, because you know as well as I do to take a P1 here at the moment is not easy, pal. So
No, definitely not.
congrats, Smudge, and enjoy it, and all the best for the next one.
Okay, thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate.
User
Well,
was
there you go,
moved out of your
Davo. I might
channel.
take this opportunity to grab a refreshment and
Nice
yeah.
one. Definitely, J-Man, Mark Mudgeway, winner of race 1 here for round 6 at the GT3 Series Asrnz 2022. We are going to take a break. Join us in a minute, guys. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back, J-Man.
Yeah, mate, good to be back after what was an exciting Q1 and race 1 as we enter Q2.
Absolutely, and yes, we had, as we normally do in post-race interviews, some funny stories, and one there, was it Shane? Nearly rolling across the line.
Just about rolled out of P2 into P3 for that one.
Yeah, bloody hell. So, like, even these super fast guys make mistakes. Like the saying goes, even the monkeys fall out of the trees sometimes. But that is just another lesson learned, and these guys take that into this race Q2, J-Man, and oh God, if the first race is anything to go by. Can't wait.
Yeah, and what I picked up then too from two of the guys, Mudgy and Shane. Sorry, apologies, Mudgy and Jamie. Mudgy and Shane, both saying that they rounded up their respective inside cars into turn 1. So that outside line into turn 1, a really good option. So
well, for the Porsches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just awesome stuff. It was on literally right from T1, wasn't it, J-Man? And it's just some crazy stuff going on straight away. Rick, unfortunately, a little bit of a tap and a bit of a hip and a shoulder, and put that Honda way back down the field, and like way back.
Oh, and plus 8 seconds off of the final position in 17th.
So, yeah, nice work from him to pull that car. Where did that car come? 6th or something? It was like
Sixth
way,
position, mate. Yep.
Yeah, way up. So even with the short field, no slouch there. So nice work. So plenty of good racing going on in race 1.
And we're going to see some of the indicative times start to come through in the next sort of 20 seconds, maybe actually even 10 seconds. I think Vic Chan looking like he's coming out of the final hairpin now for what would be a high 32 or a low 33 as he crosses the line and banks a 33.187.
Nice.
Be interesting to see what Mark Mudgway's got in answer to that. He's got a 34.5, which isn't enough remotely. Jamie Kosa just gets pipped by
Shane as well.
So John McDonald on a 34.9, Steve-O 34.7 is a great lap up into P5 early in the piece and looking to improve on his second flyer, as I'm sure most of them will, barring a mistake.
Oh, Aaron Enright in the fence. I think that looks like final turn, J-Man. Not good to see that beautiful looking Martini McLaren in the fence in qualifying.
And he
so early on.
He will call it a night there. No more qualifying for Aaron.
Vaughan Martin in BMW rounding out the top 10 provisionally at the moment. We've got some movers and shakers. Mudgy, he's well up on his time at the moment.
Well up, yeah. But he needs over a second.
He needs more than that, actually. So. Yep. And getting around to the part of the track that this car particularly likes, and he is making those gains, J-Man, actually, that is required.
Yeah, he is.
Down towards the back section of the circuit. Can he punch this? Veggie might.
I reckon he can.
Porsche out of this corner. He's up another 10th on our telemetry here, J-Man. Has that thing got in it? P2 nicely.
And we know what he can do from the outside of the front row.
So P2.
Dane driving the car back to pits with 2 minutes 40 to go. You can bet your bottom dollar he's going to have another run at this.
Jamie Cossa also in the pits.
Yep.
They've got 2.5 minutes to go. Surely these boys will be back out. Brad Robinson up on his time only slightly. That'll put him in the 33.
32.860 banked by Vic Chan. That's going to be a tough time to beat. I didn't see Jamie in there, whether he drove that back to pits or escaped, and if he escaped, that's all she wrote. And
good point. I did not see that either. I can't comment there, J-Man.
Shane with a lot of damage on the front of that Porsche.
Okay. So not the only car to have been off track in qualifying so far, Q2. Definitely the boys under some pressure, J-Man, to perform maybe here.
Yeah, big amounts
Oh,
of pressure.
Vic 10 betters his time again by a tenth or so.
Wow, it's
With
impressive.
32.765. My.
I think John McDonald's vulnerable here to Brad Robinson for P6.
Well, he was vulnerable in race, really, too. So I don't think
And he's
no
got
surprise. So 1 minute. 1 minute, everyone.
Yeah, Dave's going to get round for another lap. This one won't be classified as it's currently got a track cut in it. So
he's got another one at him. Yep.
He's got another one in him. So currently sitting P9. He'll want to be up a lot further than that. This is a pro class car that is down the order a fair bit at the moment. Having said that, John McDonald's only a couple of posies up in front of him.
Yeah, well, good point.
So we'll be watching that with interest with only 25 seconds to go. John McDonald, he's got nothing left. He's about 2 seconds off the pace. He might be just driving this back looking for a practice pit entry. So
yeah.
John McDonald not going to improve on a P7.
Yeah, it's funny. I just thought that McDonald, even in the last Q qualified, I thought he raced better than he qualified.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so interesting.
Steve Wilton,
Brad
couple
Roberts,
of positions down from Steve Melling. So Steve Melling starting provisionally out of P8.
And Steve also Wilton in the pits and done and dusted. So
yeah, yep.
So both of those done, finished. Okay, we got Jordan Moss. Yes.
Yep,
Brad
Kenny
Robertson
Simpson
still
on
out.
the lap as well.
Okay, Brad Robertson is coming in from pit. Go 0. Final section of the circuit. Qualifying is obviously finished ages ago.
Does Dave Zero improve? No, he does not. P9.
It's close though.
Very close.
It's 200s.
So congratulations once again to Vic Chan on a pole position with Mark Mudgway.
Yeah. Oh God.
Did improve with a 33.2 in the end, but wouldn't be enough to take that right-hand side of the track. But I'm not sure if he needs it.
No. Well, bloody good point, because he didn't last race.
So there you have it. So Vic Chan, Mark Mudgway, Shane Fodedo, Jamie Kosa, Jordan Moss, Brad Robinson, John McDonald, Steve Melling, Dave Zero, Steve Wilton rounds out the 10, Sam Carson, Vaughan Martin, Kenny Simpson, Bear Grylls, Lucas Damian Jones rounds out the 16th, because I think Aaron's called it a night after that beautiful Martini car made the fence.
Yeah.
Obviously don't have the budget to get that thing back out on track.
No. Not good.
As we just wind the clock down before these guys get ready to make that formation lap. So I may just take this opportunity just to, for our viewers tuning in, just to recap on the point situation. Ethan Cale leading the Pro Championship at the moment, away for tonight. John McDonald in P2, Vic Chan, Dave Zero, Jamie Kosa, Shane, Jordan, Dylan, Mark Mudgway, and Jake McKellar round out the 10 in that category. Wilton.
Also in the Pro Championships, we can break it up a little bit, can't we?
Oh, sorry, that was the pros?
Oh, no, that was the overall.
Was the pros actually?
No, this is the pros here.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yep, so that's it. Yeah, no, as it were. That's as I called it. And then we've got Steve Wilton, Brad Robertson, Steve Melling, Vaughan Martin, Jarkus, Sam Carson, Matt Cook, Kenny Simpson, Aaron Enright, Wilkie, Maxwell Hawkins, Jeff Burst, Nick McIndoe, and Ashvet to go the Pro-Ams.
That's right.
And then we got Brennan Rolfe, who's actually away tonight, Bob Laycock, Lucas Bear Grylls, Mike King, Ryan Branson, Pats, Mule, Mark Josco, and Luke Bernardino. And actually, I've just picked up that interesting part about the AM category tonight with Brennan Rolfe and Bob Laycock away. That is really going to play into a big hands of Lucas Sarr and Bear Grylls tonight.
Yeah. And they've been close tonight,
they
too.
have.
So, also, Lucas having a ding-dong with Kenny Simpson throughout the back end of that race as well. But, yeah, nice work from all the boys in the AM series, AM part of the series. As we'll go, I think they got the cars on grid. We've got about 30 seconds to go. Where are we here? Let's have a look. That's the one. That's the picture we're looking for. So, race 2.
Yeah, 35 minutes mandatory pit stop here. 1 litre minimum dump for race 2. And, you know, we got quite vocal that last one about when we thought it was the right time to go, Davo. Guys sitting up under there. I think the guy that probably made a good call tonight, there's a couple of them that I can think of a hand. And I think
the first couple.
Yeah. Mudgee staying out long.
Well, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, utilising that fresh air and then peeling off of... actually, the lappers actually gave him plenty of space, so it didn't affect him. I think that was a smart play. And the other one also, I think, after the early race drama for Vic Chan, didn't really get to see his pit stop, but I think he clearly got his timing right and carved back through the field from P17 up to P6 was a great, great strategy.
Oh, great recovery from Vic. Absolutely, without a doubt, J-Man. Like we've mentioned a couple of times, he didn't go back to the back of the pack. He went to the back of the pack plus, like 8+ seconds. So did well to, really recover from that and get his that Honda back up more than halfway through the field. So nice work with Vic. This will be an interesting start to this race, obviously with.
I'll give you a tip, mate. I bet you Vic goes to the left-hand side pretty early to cover that outside sweep.
Oh, dear. How do you do that? This will be interesting to watch. I think it's going to be a totally different race, at least for the opening laps.
Yeah, Mudgee has to absolutely shadow him towards the green flag part of this formation start. He has got to just get up in his grill as close as he can without breaching the start procedure and take away that opportunity for that Honda to sweep across and take that optimum line. And I think depending on the start, mate, I think you might, Vic's a smart racer. If he can do it, I think you'll see him do it, David.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, as much so, Mudgee, these guys know the business, no mucking around. They race to win.
I think Vaughan Martin already dispatched a tyre bundle down at the chicane.
Oh, quite possibly. Well, you need to just sort of make some space, like sometimes. So.
Hurts less at 90k now, doesn't it?
It does. And as we see the field shuffle through, getting close now, vehicles start control that pack there as it bunches up quite quickly.
Kenny just a bit hot on the brakes there.
Luckily, it's a no collision zone, J-Man.
Yeah.
But look, watch this start, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a much different start to the first one.
I reckon you're right.
This is race 2.
Mudgee's
round
quite a way
6.
back. He needs to get up there.
round 6 of the Asrnz GT3 series in 2022. He just doesn't want to get involved. We're going to go green. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Vic, another killer start.
As he sweeps across, but it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Again. Mate. Watch these two.
You're going to do a twofer.
We've got to watch this space. Oh. Oh. He's done it. Oh my God.
Oh,
and look at Shane. Look at
him up.
Shane wants a part of that. He's like, yeah, I'm next, mate.
But you'd be thinking, what the hell? How did I do that?
He did have to work a little bit harder for that one, but nonetheless, absolutely epic stuff there from the boys.
Brad all over the back of Jamie Kosa early.
Yeah, quick, smart. And this is the thing with this top pack, and I think even Brad's cottoning onto it. You've got to stay in touch, don't you? You know, like with these top 3 cars.
You do, and like, you know, like these guys, they'll start banging 33s out from lap 2.
As the tyre bundle goes flying.
It does.
It's right off into the crowd.
How good does this Honda look coming up the hill?
So it'll be interesting to see how the Porsche, now it has the Honda as pressure, which it didn't have in race 1. Can he deal with that? Can Mudgee deal with that?
Well, look, you know, and like the thing is too is you know, Mudgee wanted this. He wanted this race. He said he wanted 2-3 guys.
He wanted to race Victor, didn't he?
Well,
Rick,
he wants to measure himself. So
yeah, definitely. And also mentioned how nice a race car this Porsche actually was. So it raced really well. But look at this. Heck. Unbelievable on the inside. Fantastic move. We might even try and get a replay on that, I think, J-Man.
Mudgee got a run, but he won't be able to do much with that coming next chicane. But the Porsche sitting down off the corners really, really well as we see that beautiful move up the inside. It'll be all for Mudgee now to see if he can hang with this move. Oh, it's such a fantastic move. He lined it up coming off that left-hander, Dave.
He did. Turn 2.
Got it down there.
And this thing does get off of those slower corners very well, the Honda.
Yep. So Vic with the lead at 2. You know, we know how close Mudgee and Shane are going to be this race, and Jamie the watching brief. Oh no, Jamie's lost the position to Brad.
Yeah, Brad Robertson. The cameras have just actually picked up on Brad, and yes, he is in front of that Ferrari. Go figure, J-Man.
Wow, that's
I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, that's impressive early on. So Brad's starting to get a bit of self-belief in his abilities as the season goes on. You know, I've talked to Brad a number of times off camera, and great bloke, good attitude, and his sim racing is just improving leaps and bounds every week. This guy is, you know, he's currently racing in the Pro-Am category, and I don't suspect he'll stay in that class for long.
No doubt it.
No.
Not after the back end of 2022 anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it'll be welcome to the big league in 2023. So,
yep.
Yeah, nice work from Brad Robertson. We've got a couple of tight little battles down the pack here. We've got Steve Melling-James, Sam Carson.
Yep.
Very close. And I think it is that battle we talked about in the top of the AM series, which is the Bear Grylls, Lucas Saar. Yeah, so those guys nose to tail.
And they're making bank right now with the other guys being away. These guys are doing
for sure.
a great job.
For sure.
And I mean, ahead of the likes of Steve Wilton, he's obviously had a bit of a shocker at the start of that one that we didn't see, because he was certainly up further than that. As we've lost Damien Jones as well. So Steve Wilton is actually the last of the runners. Oh no, Vaughan Martin. but I just picked up on Mark Mudgway is actually going with Vic.
Yeah, well, he's only 4 tenths behind him or something, so he's right there with him.
Yep. And you know, he'd believe too that the Porsche will hang on to its tyres probably better than the Honda will.
Than the Honda, yeah. Well, we did talk about that, you know, like very early in race 1, especially with Vic having to, you know, fight his way back through the field. So, and then after talking post race with Mudgy did talk the car a fair bit, didn't he? He said he was very comfortable with it and it was easy to push, and
he is all over him right now.
So yeah, so nice stuff, and in that perfect position to put pressure on. Like, mate, all he's got to do is just stay bunched up and keep in touch, and Vic will push that tyre, won't he, J-Man? He'll have to, yeah.
So, I don't know, I expect to see those front 2 cars run as long as they possibly can at the moment. They won't. Mudgy really, really wide there, unfortunately, so that will just cost him a tenth or 2.
Yeah.
Recovers well though, drives the car very, very straight back onto line. So he is pushing hard to stay with Vic, clearly.
So yeah, nice. Who's that in? There's 2 guys in. That is John McDonald and Jamie Cosa as well. So we got another one in the background coming in. Kenny Simpson, Lucas Saar. Kenny Simpson totally in the wall in the background. Don't know what happened there.
Reasonable stop there, I think, from both those guys.
Good stops from both. Look how close they come out together, actually. So nice work. Good first stops very early, J-Man.
Real early, but probably from John McDonald's perspective, a good carrot there with Jamie. Although he'd been pipped by Brad and was, I think, had been at the time sitting P5. I think, you know, it'll be.
I know what you're saying. That is a good carrot to chase, isn't it? Because
I think it is. I think it is.
That car is more often than not in the top 3 or 4. So, yeah, good place to be. Ooh, I don't know. I think this could be a bit more of a pit stop race than last race, J-Man. It's very much different as we see John McDonald actually just a little bit too much wibble strip into the back chicane and lost a lot of time, unfortunately, there. We might just pop back up to see how Shane's going, chasing down Mudgy on Vic.
Yeah, well, Mudgy 2 tenths of a second quicker that lap than Vic, so legitimate pace from the Vegemite Porsche chasing that OES Honda.
Yeah.
So Mudgy's got, you know, he's got all to play for. You know, he went for a solid P1 race 1. You know, at the end of the day, worst case scenario, if he finishes across the line here in P2, he will take the round honours this week if this is how it finishes out. There's obviously a lot to play for before that happens, but you know, like at 3 tenths of a second behind him right now, and I think he's got the goods. I think the car's good enough to do it.
I think so too. The car looks fast and it's got enough pressure on. Doesn't look like he's trying too hard to, you know, to deliver, you know, what he is.
And
so
I think Vic
nice
will be
work.
relishing the battle.
For sure. These guys love this stuff.
Yep.
This is what they come to do, mate. You know. So yeah, one that we must watch, and it's hard to take your eyes off it, viewers. You know, we sort of get stuck on this stuff as the rest of the field battle. But yeah, look, the slightest mistake, you know, the passes don't come, you know, with this sort of level of racing. You know, when they're going this quick, J-Man, there's no just slipping it up the inside and making a pass. There's got to be a mistake, you know, like,
pretty much
to make it happen. So
Super impressed with the drive from Brad Robertson up to this point as well. That's
yeah,
outstanding.
Totally. Yeah, lap 1 slips past Jamie Cosa in the Ferrari. So very nice work, Jamie no slouch. And Brad, just like, you know, we both mentioned throughout the telecast tonight, is yeah, definitely come leaps and bounds. This series definitely stepped up to the plate. Got that Reggie Silk BMW.
So John McDonald has got past Jamie Kosa as well, mate.
Where am I? Stairs.
So Jamie came out in front of John. John had a little mistake with a little bit too much ripple strip. Saw him drop back a little bit more, but now he's actually got around about 1.2 seconds over Jamie. So marching forward, John is the first of the official pit stoppers.
Very nice work. Very nice work. So we missed that. Unfortunately, that would have been a tidy little pass or a little bit of a hiccup, because we just saw, it was only 2 laps ago, we saw John McDonald come to that chicane badly and across the grass. So haven't things changed in a couple of laps? That is Oulton Park for you, viewers.
It is amazing. I'm struggling to take my eyes off of this Mark Mudgeway Vic Chan arm wrestle that
we could just leave the cameras here, you know, like literally for the next
3 sevens a piece last lap. There's just absolutely nothing between it. You know that, you know, clearly Vic's carrying a bit of BOP, and he's all class. You know, he's definitely one of the fastest, if not the fastest guys that turns up week in, week out. But man, Mudgy is absolutely just shadowing him at the moment. And
he's waiting for that tyre to go, you know that.
Yeah, he could be, you know, like he's certainly, he's the shark attacking, you know, he's just waiting, watching, and Shane's just sitting back there. He's 2.5 seconds off this battle. I just feel like this pace at 33.7s, I can tell now, Shane was actually a 33.4 last lap around, so Mudgy does hold the fastest lap of the race right now on a 33.3, so it does tell you where the pace is at. Just looking at Jordan Moss around the outside of Brad Robertson, but gets it wrong up through Druids and actually makes the fence.
Oh no!
Reasonably, let's stay zero and Brad Robertson go. And now he's vulnerable to Steve Melling.
See if the boys will catch up on that.
So plenty of stuff going on right now. As we just go to replay and just see. Brad Robinson actually had a moment, and that's what gave...
Bunched him up there a little, didn't it?
Jordan the run, and then Jordan just giving him a little bit too much space up the hill and getting off a line.
Oh, yeah, just getting off line there a little bit, wasn't it? And got in the marbles and... yeah.
So, and that's all it takes, you know, we just spoke about it's you know, is it a race on pit road, or is it a race for the mistakes? And I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely showing a little bit of both so far, J-Man, without a doubt, my friend.
Yep, so Mudgy just falling backward to nearly the second mark, you know, from what was a 3/10 of a second gap. So possibly a little mistake there somewhere, but you know, we've seen him do this. I think even last race, you know, like he would sort of have a little bit of a flicker and then get back on the pace. So, but he'll need to probably put something good together here, because we know that Vic will just keep banging out these 33.4s and 33.5s, and we'll see what they roll over here, and that'll be indicative.
Well, here we go. Let's have a look at this.
33.4 plays a 33.5, so
there you go,
that, mate.
You called it 33.4s and 33.5s.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
As we see Jordan Moss, Steve Melling, and Sam
Carson. Oh, look, Steve Melling. Oh, mate, see him. Did you see him come in there? So fast.
I watched that, and I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to go back and watch his speed indicator there.
He nearly clipped the left-hand wall there. Oh, the arm coat was so close. Nice, sharp stop. Fingers crossed, no penalties for Steve Melling. He was coming in hot, J-Man. Nice work, clean stop.
Oh, it was a good stop.
Ah, absolutely.
Right.
That'll probably put John McDonald up in front of him. Jamie Cozzer actually is tucked in behind John McDonald at the moment. J-Man down to the hairpin here.
Yep, so we saw John get past him. Well, we didn't see it, but clearly he did get past him.
Yeah.
And, I can tell you now that the pace is, you know, Jamie's got a couple tenths more the last lap around than John. Watching Mark Mudgeway, he's starting to bridge that gap. Mudgey, so Vic Chan across for a 1:33.3, Mudgey across for a 33.0. Wasn't officially the fastest lap of the race because there was a cut in it. But yeah, not a lot in between those guys.
Very nice, very nice.
Dave Zero doing a great job trying to track down Brad Robertson. Sam Carson into the pits. What's the stop like? Look pretty good.
Ooh, it's long.
It is a little bit long.
It's long. Very long, actually. Does that put... That'll definitely put him back a position or two.
We've lost Vaughan Martin as well out of this one.
Just pick up on Brad Robinson.
Yep.
Just wonder, another one of the unpitted cars, and also Dave Zero. Do you reckon? Are they going to run long like the boys up the front, J-Man? What are your thoughts there?
It probably will depend on, you know, the track's a fair bit colder this time around. You know, I'm wondering if pressures are playing a big part for some of these guys.
Oh,
at the moment as well. Yep. So, you know, obviously they're not changing tyres. They're not changing tyres in these pit stops.
No.
But does it? Yeah. I mean, does it? Ooh, Farmer going
that's
really, really slow.
That's I wonder if Farmer's been in the wall there.
He has. That thing is well beat up in the front. It is well beat up.
Yeah, there you go.
This will be music to Steve Melling's ears and Brad Robertson for that Pro-Am Championship.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, massive gains actually, and you look, they will so be looking forward to the next two rounds, J-Man. With the two
under half a second now.
With the
looking for an inside move.
Oh, see the big flick from the Porsche there, trying to get the power down.
Wow. He's right back on him, isn't he?
And like you said, we've seen him do it before. The car's got it in him.
Well, he can fall back and catch back up.
Yeah.
Which tells me he's got a lot of pace in the car.
Fantastic track here at Oulton.
Yeah. Steve Melling doing a great job, currently sitting P8 with 5 guys still to stop, which is 5 potential mistakes in front of him.
Oh, well, that's exactly right. Oh, and these guys just going hell for leather. Look at the pace of Mudgey down the back straight there. The punch this Honda gets out of this corner though is, but look at him now, he looks like he's matching him.
He's on him, and 33.9 plays a 33.5, so he's got some serious numbers going as they come around, and they'll just round out the car of Steve Wilton, who's just repaired that damage.
Yeah, looks like it's half parked on the infield, to be honest. But look at these.
% required to be classified in these races.
Look at these boys go though, J-Man. 15.5 minutes to go. It's been.
Yeah, I think Mudgey's got to go. He's got to look for an undercut here.
Yeah, because he's actually getting right up underneath him now.
He's getting held up.
He's getting held up. Yeah.
Is this the tyre factor coming into play?
That's what I was thinking earlier in the race. He's just going to just ride him until that tyre goes.
And Vic's using a heap more track. He's using a heap more track. So
He's got to play that smart, that clever mindset. Don't race him. Get in the pits. Race him in the pits.
I reckon it's now. It's right now. It's this lap here. Get it done.
And so what does Victor do? What does Vic do? Runs in with him.
No,
goes in first.
Well, he either goes in first and then Mudgee releases and probably carries on for about another 4 or 5 minutes, which would see him do another 3 laps. Or, yeah, I would dive in now. I would be in. He
Neither of them
decides to follow. I'm surprised.
Shane also staying out. Brad Robinson next down. No, we got 2 more. So we got Brad Robinson, Dave Zero. Brad Robinson in. Dave Zero. Nice. So good mix of strategies here. Very clever. There's so much to gain here, done properly, J-Man.
Yeah, 100%. Looked like a good stop from Brad. Looked like a really efficient stop.
Rolls out. Clean, no penalties.
Where's John McDonald?
Perfect.
And Jamie. They are coming round turn 1, so he's comfortably done that job there to stay in front of those two.
Yeah.
And those two are still
going hard at it, actually. He's actually got a little bit of space between them and don't look like a problem, like you said, because they're going hard at it.
I mean, the whole time we've been watching this Mark Mudgway, Vic Chan battle, that battle of John McDonald and Jamie Kosa has been raging on. So Brad Robertson has just had a blue and will be vulnerable.
Oh, yes.
John McDonald here.
As we just see the dust from... Oh, and they're going to get... It's going to get awkward. Oh. It's getting awkward.
It is very, very awkward.
Oh, bad luck from Brad Robinson there.
Super duper awareness from all 3 drivers to be able to get through that and get that done. So
dearie me.
That won't be the end of Brad. He'll tag on the back of this, and we know he's got pace.
Yeah, but it's definitely bunched Jamie right up behind John McDonald. So yeah, very tidy work from all of those guys just to keep that clean and all stay pointing in the right direction.
I'll tell you, Mudgee's got to go. He's got so much pace in this car. Look how close he is.
Oh, it's 2 laps ago, mate.
Yeah, he's got to go. This is just, he's
like we talked about really early on in the race. Like when you're going at this pace, there's no passing. The car looks faster than the Honda at the moment. Definitely at this end of the race. So
I agree. So for me,
I'm surprised we didn't go in last lap or the lap before.
Yeah, and this is a common theme. It's easy for us to say sitting up here in the booth, but
it's very comfy up here.
Like, he could utilise the undercut here with the pace he's got in that car. And,
for sure.
Honestly, if he gets that thing into clear air right now,
it's quick.
He's going to make margin.
Okay, here we go again. Final turn. Who's in? Oh, you serious? Whoa.
Okay, so what's he doing? Is he just relishing the battle, knowing that he finishes in P2?
Shane's in. We looked for Shane last lap, and I thought he might have gone in, but now he's in. Let's have a quick look at his stop. J-Man. We'll get back up to point again.
Hey, just notice too, while you're watching that, as we see Shane pull up on the blocks there, and
nice quick lap.
Looking like
stop
he's
done.
Very, very efficient stop, and that's why Mudgee and Vic need to just be conscious with 10 and 11 minutes to go and only 5 minutes of this pit window left open, that Shane doesn't actually undercut them. But just watching John McDonald, Jamie Kosa and Brad Robertson are actually making inroads into Dave Zero.
Onto Dave Zero, yes. The cameras have picked up on that, J-Man, and yes, that trio all running very quickly line astern at the moment. Brad Robinson probably just trying to regather after that little mistake. It's Jamie in the Ferrari with a little mistake. Has let the BMW past. And at this level, again, we talk about it. It's just this smallest of mistakes.
Vic Chan, if we can have the cams there.
Yes.
Vic Chan has just had a blue and let Mark Mudgeway go.
Okay, let's see if
right now.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that. I reckon Mudgie's going to stay. Go the other way round. Big Chan's in pitch. You watch that. We're going to look for the mistake here on the replay, J-Man. Here we are, up over the top of the hill. The right-hander, big drift through the right-hander. Mudgie luckily just drives around the outside of him clearly. And down in the final
turn.
Good
job into the pits because Vic Chan's stop was very efficient.
Okay, the battle is on.
You pretty much know that. I think you'll see Mark Mudgeway in the pit lane. Don't ride off Shane out of this too, because Shane had a very, very good stop. Whereas Vic's out.
Yeah, Vic's out.
He is out ahead of Shane, so that's safe. Mudgie just needs a nice clean in lap. He's about 4 tenths off of his best lap at the moment, so he's looking at like a 33.6.
And so, like, with Mudgie, he got a good run past Vic there. Obviously with the big slip. So, like, as long as the pit stop is conservative and clean, he still should easily have him.
Yeah, I think so. As we see Mudgie come out the
Here we go, here we go.
Start angling the car over.
He's in.
Pit lane. I'm just watching his speed. 180, 49. Oh, very, very, very good stop. Got on the limiter. Probably a car and a half length before the line, so safe as there. Sharp on the marks. Looking
Vic
for
Chan
a 3,
through
2,
the final turn.
1. Should be off the
Oh,
jack.
Vic Chan very deep in the final turn.
Box.
Oh no!
It's a shocking stop.
Oh no, Vic passed.
Yeah,
I'd say
it's a shocking
Shane's
stop.
going to go past as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Mudgie. It all gets undone in the pits. With 7.5 minutes to go, he'll be looking to round up that P2, and I think he's got the pace for that.
He's got to pick up 3 at least, doesn't he, J-Man?
Yep. Where is Jamie
That's
John McDonald, Dave
tough.
Zero?
So yeah, back out in behind Shane in the 556 Porsche. Oh, he'll be just trying to get his head together there, won't he, J-Man, and get his focus back and knuckle down. He knows his car. Fantastic race car. He said it himself. Just very easy to drive.
Yeah, and he'll have the tyre underneath him versus the Honda, but you know, with about 4 seconds up the road, that's a big ask. It's looking like 3.2. It's actually about 3.8 seconds up the road. So with 6.5 minutes to go, I don't think he's going to be able to get to P1. But you know, can he put the heat on Shane? I think he can.
Yeah, I don't think P1's an option at the moment, but I think he's had Shane's measure all night. So this close to the end of the race, oh, that's another question, J-Man.
Yeah, well, Shane's not going to roll over here.
Oh,
because,
definitely not. This is like he is in second position at the moment. He's not going to hand that over lightly. Whew. Good run to the finish. Got to get back to this Brad Robinson, Jamie Cossa, John McDonald-ish battle. Dave Zero is actually, as we just see the pit window shut. Everybody's completed. Dave Zero's actually stretched his legs a little bit, J-Man.
Yeah, he's got pace. He's clearly got pace over John at the moment, and he's looking to improve on his personal best, which is a 34.1. John McDonald's best is a 34.3. So I think Dave Zero's probably natural selection of the pace tonight. He's about where he probably should be.
Yeah.
for me, Mudgee with the big wide exit coming out to go up under the hill, over the hill. Yeah, Mudgee's still the car with the fastest lap of the race on a 33.242. So
Nice
can he
work.
bridge this gap? The gap's quite big now. It's 1.7 seconds. Mudgee goes 1.3. Shane goes 3.2. I think. Ooh, that's close. It's close. I think Mudgee still probably take the round.
Yeah, nice.
Mathematics is Jamie Kosa is all over the back of Brad Robertson at the moment. John McDonald be enjoying this because it's just giving him a little bit of breathing space. Just like to touch on the 713 car of Steve Melling, the Castrol Supra. Great job in P8, making maximum gains at the moment on Sam Carson. Got a drive through, so he is serving that drive through. I missed that. There must have been a track and limit infringement.
Oh, I'd say so. There's no pit infringements at all. So
that'll be a net gain for. I don't think there's too much change there. Actually, I don't think a lot's going to change there. No, not too much. Vic Chan doing a great job out front. Last lap round 33.9. Plays Shane at a 33.9. Plays Mudgee at a 35.9. So Mudgee just that last lap wasn't great. So he's three and a bit minutes to go. This might be your top three.
You would suspect so.
Yeah, but I don't reckon the Jamie Kosa Brad Robertson battle settled at all.
I don't think so either. Just looking out of the back of John McDonald's car.
Oh, that is a good shot. On board 3, absolutely. Oh, both of those guys. I don't know if you picked up on that out of the
pushing hard, pushing
really,
very
really
hard.
Wide and loose.
Definitely.
As we hear the glorious tunes from that Lexus V8.
Yeah, so nice work from all again tonight. The mid-pack has been furious, and yes, such toing and throwing up the top, J-Man, especially in race 1. So
yeah,
it's been an interesting evening so far. We've got a couple of minutes left to go in race 2. This little battle through, what is it, 5, 6, 7?
Got it incredibly wrong at the chicane, and that'll give that second position back to Mark Mudgway.
Oh, look out. We'll see if the boys pick up a bit of a replay there. Good catching that. So here we go, up out of that.
Gift.
Here we go, down into the final chicane here, this little back section chicane.
Just that curb, you know, you'll see their viewers, he comes in, picks up a little bit too much curb.
Oh, a little bit overcorrected in the sand, and Mark, and also, no,
that'll be all it was. That was a back marker of Steve.
Because that's Wilton's car, yep.
Yeah, so, bit of a gift there for Mudgee to take a 1-2.
Yeah, and he'll take that, no doubt, and rightly so. Raced for it well all night.
Oh,
John McDonald.
He's about to get attacked by Brad Robertson here.
And, on the inside, has the advantage, but whoa! What happened there in the final corner to bunch that up? Wow!
On there, mate.
And it just got angry. It got.
John had margin.
It's business now, mate. Look at this.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, this is close.
Out of Jamie's helmet.
And this is P4, 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. It's been going on for, bloody 10 minutes.
35 minutes.
Yeah, pretty well.
No pressure up the front for Vic Chan at this point in time. Mark Mudgway some 5.5 seconds off of the pace, barring a mistake on what will be the final lap. Vic's going to cross the line with about 5 seconds to go. 4, 5, 4, 3, yeah, so 3 seconds to go, and he gets one more lap. And as we go back to the battle with John McDonald, Brad Robinson and Jamie Kosa, so as they come down here and embark on their final lap, man, tension's hot.
Oh yeah.
So obviously a big mistake in there for JB to allow that gap to shrink the way it did.
But he seems to have covered pretty well.
Yeah, as has Shane after that mishap into the kitty litter. But Brad's still hot on the attack down here through turn 3.
Yeah, no letting up from Brad Robinson. Look, himself made a little bit of mistake, which let these boys pass, and it's a redemption, isn't it? He's just pulling at least a little bit of that back, that loss back. So, and doing a fantastic job of it, J-Man. Great
100%.
consistency from Brad. Fantastic work. Oh, these cars are awesome around here.
They absolutely smash those curves down at
Don't
that chicane. Brad really strong out of there, looking for a move down at this final chicane. Doesn't want to make contact at this late point of the race. Try and get the car set up for a good exit.
McDonald,
the hill.
Yeah, they climb the hill. McDonald, as ever, with the elbows. Vic Chan, congratulations.
Yeah, Mark Mudgeway second.
Golf claps all around.
Yeah.
Shane.
Shane Faraday in third.
Faraday.
Dave Zero, fourth. And back to this battle with JB, Brad and Jamie.
Down into the final turn, right down to the wire. Look, you can throw a blanket over this lot. Hey, look at it. Wow.
Yeah, great race.
Hey, these guys will have a beer after this one, mate. Nice work, guys.
Yeah, good luck getting the heart rate down to go to sleep
Woo.
after that.
Hey, that's worth another watch.
Yeah.
Look at JB. Looks like he's pretty stoked with Brad Roberts and Jamie Cost. Jordan Moss down in the final turn. Sam
great
Carson.
Comeback drive from Sam Carson.
Yeah, right behind him. Steve Melling.
Yeah, good points haul for Steve-O tonight. Not over Brad, but certainly over Farmer.
Yeah, good points gain, J-Man.
And
Steve Melling.
yeah, and a massive points gain for these two. Kenny Simpson, Bear Grylls, Linus Dern.
And Lucas Saar, actually, as well.
Yeah.
So, nice work from those boys. Steve Wilton already back in the pits, packing that thing onto a transporter. Vaughan Martin, Damien Jones, and I think Aaron Enright all out. Maybe Vaughan, but yeah, boys all back to the pits as we watch Lucas Saar cross the line. J-Man, fantastic. Down to the wire with 5th, 6th, 7th there. And, oh, such a different race to race 1. So,
yeah, and can't help but, you know, Mudgee just got that bloody pit stop thing wrong. It was his to lose. And, you know, we'll embark on this and we'll grab Shane, who's probably a little bit of red mist coming down. But, hey, we'll drag him down here and congratulate him anyway. And, Shane, you got us on comms?
How's it going, guys?
Good, mate. Hey, is the red mist gone from that little excursion into the gravel trap there, mate?
Yeah, I was just saying to Mudgee, well done. Felt like I didn't deserve second after how well he drove anyway. So, yeah, it was a little mistake on my part.
Yeah, hey, look, to be honest, mate, I called at the time. I thought the time that you broke off into pits and had a really efficient pit stop was a good strategy, mate. And, like, you know, it saw Vic still come out in front of you after he went in and stuff. And but you know, we know that these races, when they're that tight, can be a race on pit road, and it clearly showed at that point. You know, like yeah, you know, you managed to get Mudgee after a bit of a snaggy stop for him. So well done, but unfortunate on the spin, but still ends up with a P3. So it's a fantastic night, mate.
Stoked after last week. Yeah, I did a lot of pit stop practice this week because last week I didn't.
Yeah, no, it showed, and I thought, to be honest, I think probably out of the top 3, I think you got the you got your timing right on when to go, and it was a good entry, like really good. I think I called maybe a car and a half, car with length and a half by the time I saw the 49k come on. So really efficient.
Yep. Cheers, man. No.
Those little things all add up in the end, eh? So
well, it's good to get another good result because it's pretty disappointed after last week.
Good work, mate. Hey, look, congratulations on the P3. So solid night for you tonight.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Seen you a couple of times, so that's always a bonus, mate. And looking forward to getting back into the enduros with you guys next week. So enjoy that one, mate, and hopefully we're talking next week.
Yeah, cheers, mate, and congrats to Vic again after the bad first race.
Yeah, 100%. Good bounce back.
Yeah, hopefully get to talk to you guys next week.
Awesome.
Nice
well
one.
done, Shane.
Okay.
See you next week, Shane.
Mate.
Bye.
Yep.
User was moved
All
out of
right,
your
so
channel.
we shall grab Mudgy
User was
down here.
moved to your
Mudgy, you got us on comms.
Copy.
Where do we start, bud?
Oh, turn one again. I got him on the outside.
Yeah, okay. Well, you had to work harder for it,
Well,
but you did it,
technically
and I'm
you
like,
didn't. You actually got him on the inside of
Yeah,
turn
true.
2.
Like,
But
I don't-
fantastic. We were off our chairs, mate. Just going, what?
I'd have lost money if I'd have said you'd have got that one done twice because I thought Vic would have been awake to it. But well done. That thing just sticks around that outside.
Yeah, it does. My pit crew's going to have a bit of a. I'm going to have a bit of a word to my pit crew because.
Yes. So that
they-
was the next thing we wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
mate. So the entry was good. Just clearly missed the marks, eh?
Just fumbled the button to turn the ignition off.
Right. Okay.
So I just sat there. I thought it was off, and then I pushed it again. Honestly, it was like a second or two, and that's all it takes. That's all that was between us.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, the racing itself. I'm gonna call it now because I'm sitting up here. I thought that you should have gone 4 laps earlier, mate.
I agree. I'm with him.
Gotten out from underneath them.
Yeah.
And not been rushed at that point. I don't know if it would have made any difference to the fumbling button business, but
I was enjoying the battle, bro. I
yeah,
thought about
I
it.
wondered. Yeah.
I thought about it, and I was like, nah, I'll just stay here and have a battle. It's more fun.
Yeah. So I think a 1-2 sees you take the round with obviously Vic's P1, P6, so that clearly provisionally gives you the round win, and I think
Congratulations.
That's a marvelous effort, bro. Because man, these things with these OES boys racing here now,
Yeah.
it's so tough now, Mudgy. So well done, bro.
Yeah, cool. No, I'll definitely go and have a beer and watch the stream. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you feature on it a bit, mate, tonight. So well
cool.
done, and good luck getting the heart rate down so you can go to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Good work, Mudgy. Awesome chatting to you, pal, and hopefully you're here next week and we get to talk again.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it.
Nice work,
All right,
mate.
boys. Thank you.
All right, brother.
See ya.
User was
Mark
moved out of your
Budgeway.
channel.
Right,
Epic stuff tonight.
on the round win. So we
Yep.
shall grab Vic
User
Chan
was
down
moved
to
to
the
your
comms box.
channel.
You got us on comms, Vic.
Yeah, mate.
Mate, what an epic race.
Just quickly, Vic, is your name Victor?
Nope, it's just Vic.
It's just Vic. Okay, sorry, because I keep calling you Victor and your name's not Victor. Apologies
Right,
right
everyone
now.
does, so it's all good.
Mate, right, the couple of key moments there I'm going to talk about. Still wondering how you let him pick your pocket into turn 1, turn 2 again. This one, I think you may be a little bit nervous about the contact in turn 2, race 1 or something. But man, such an epic battle between you and Mudgy tonight.
Yeah, that was awesome race. Props to Mudgy, that was tough. But yeah, that first corner, it's a tricky one when you're on the inside. I don't know why they give the leader the inside line, but yeah, I just wanted to leave room. I didn't want to push him out wide as well. So yeah, makes it interesting for the race, I guess.
Yeah, I was quietly begging you to come across left at the race start and cover it off, and you did a little bit, but not enough, sort of thing. I don't know if you realised you had the overlap, but nonetheless, man, that was an epic race. And then the little mistake, which saw Mudgy be able to grab you before the pit stops, and then all your Christmases come at once again once he butchered his pit stop. So you were still thereabouts. It was going to be tight anyway, but absolutely fantastic racing. And, we didn't get to talk to you race 1, but just want to congratulate you on an outstanding drive, some 8 seconds off the back in P17 and driving back to 6th in race 1 was a stellar drive too, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna lie, it was a bit stressful trying to work your way up the field, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that second race was great fun. I love that kind of racing. It's Mudgy definitely bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was longing for it actually after we interviewed him on race 1. He said, "Oh, I just want to, race with Vic." Like, so he knew, you guys had that pace and was looking for that battle, So nice work.
Yeah, it was really entertaining too, because so many times sim racing and commentating that we would see maybe somebody like yourself make that pass on lap 2, which you did, and then stretch away, and you made the pass, and it was a beautiful pass on the inside of turn 2, heading down to 3, which it was fantastically set up with a good drive out of 1, and then traditionally we might see you run away with it. So to see him match you in those times of mid to low 33s. Was impressive, mate, and we really enjoyed the battle. You came out on top, so enjoy it, mate. It's fantastic, and it'll do your points chase a world of good too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Yeah, he definitely bring it in that second half. I actually got like a slow puncture on my my left rear. So that's why I almost spun when he dropped under the optimal pressures.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when he got me, and then I just went straight into the pits. And luckily, from that slide, he actually put the pressures back up. So.
Good work. Yeah, good work. Hey, look.
Yeah, those curves are deadly, and you have to eat so much of them to be quick. So yeah, you lose pressure here and there.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's the first real straight up battle we've seen from a breakfast crew driver against the OES guy, and man, it was entertaining, and man, we can only hope for more of it as we embark on the next 2 rounds, which are enduros. So congratulations, Vic.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Good talking to you, mate, and hopefully and more likely than not we'll be talking to you next week, so enjoy this one.
Cheers, guys. Hope to see you next week.
All right, buddy, have a good one.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, brings it home by around 5 seconds at the end of that one. It had his issues during that, by the sound of it too, Davo, with a deflating rear tyre. So, he did a great job. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Round 6, mate. Couple to go. Couple of big enduros. I mean, this next one coming, Davo. I think Coda Circuit of the Americas. I think is it. That's going to be an epic track. I believe it's probably going to be a tire killer. Those first sector 1 and those S's will be just it'll be all about car balance and tire preservation on those enduros. Yep, 100%. Yep. Yep. Yeah, thanks, viewers, for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to give it a share where you can, and subscribe, and hey, leave a comment as well if you like. It's always enjoyable to put these things on, Davo? Yeah. Yep.